Hello?
Jello.
Hello.
I think everybody's here. So we got Keith, Zig, Jeremiah, and Aaron. Okay, cool.
Cool. Sounds a little scratchy.
Yeah, the audio sounds weird today.
Somebody got a washing machine on?
Or near the road. It sounds like cars are going by or something.
Maybe that's just static.
I mean, your voice is coming through. It just sounds like a big white noise, a sheet of white noise behind you.
Oh, I wonder if that's me.
Yeah, just mute yourself for a second and see if it's you.
Okay, muting myself now.
I still hear a bit from the back.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
No.
Oh, it seems like it got a lot better.
Oh, yeah, it's better now. Sure.
I don't know what happened.
That's strange.
The internet.
All right, this is going to be Keith's first game today. Keith, you are there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you have any questions, Keith? Did you use that extra experience to make your character a little bit higher level?
Yep, he's level 3.
Okay, cool. The last place we left off with the group was that Rayhan and Ramelzi were coming from the mountains after that strange experience up there. And I believe they were headed towards the mayor to possibly talk about the militia, what they're going to do, is the town in moral peril, all that sort of stuff. And my excuse for where Ash was last time is that he was sort of wandering around the town, getting his feet wet, just getting familiar with the environment, and probably getting lots of rude comments and stares from the townsfolk the whole time. He probably heard things like, whispers of, why is he so deformed? What's wrong with him? Did his mother drop him on his head? Things like that. So, yeah, you had an interesting experience walking around the town, Ash. Now, Keith, what is the name of your character? I didn't hear that in the video that you had.
Mallow.
Mallow.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mallow, you had been in the previous town where all of your friends had been with you, but they moved on to the next town. And you had been spending these last several weeks and months drinking away whatever funds you had, or giving it away, or just having a good relaxing vacation, let's say. You weren't really working, you were just sort of just living there. And you missed your friends maybe, or you ran out of money, or whatever the reason is. You eventually decided that you were going to meet up with your friends in Pembrooktonshire. The only problem was that it took you at least 2 months to get there. You kept getting lost in the hills, lost on the roads. There's lots of dead ends. Even if you would find someone, they would often tell you that they were lost too, or that it's just around that next left, and you'd go there and it'd be a dead end, and then you never saw that person again. So it was very frustrating, and maybe even halfway through the time, you're like, I'm just going to try to get back to the town where I came from. And that was probably when you arrived in Pembrooktonshire. As you walked up the streets, you see lots of old farmsteads and businesses with a very unique set of architecture. It looks like it has several different styles to it. And perhaps you had asked around where your friends were, and you heard strange tales of, they're dead. Or they went off into the mountains, I don't think they're ever coming back. Things like that. So I'm going to say that Ash, you've probably bumped into Mallow, and you know him as to be a priest of some strange gods or philosophy. So I'm going to say that Ash and Mallow have probably met up somewhere, probably in the town center of Pembrooktonshire. And around you there are the various businesses and things, and maybe a few people are walking through town. But why don't we start there with you two?
Ash!
Why, old friend. And then, of course, I rush up to hug him.
Embrace the hug. Took me forever to get here to catch up with you all.
The woods about this town are mischievous at best.
Yes. So, where is everyone else?
I've left them alone for a time. I just wanted to see more of this town to see if there was anything else worth saving about it. So far, haven't run into much. But yeah, here I'll head you back. I'll head back to them. I'm sure they're nearby.
Oh, okay.
You'll see some strange folk, just like an older couple, and there's this old woman that is just staring in your direction like you just killed her puppy or something. She doesn't come over to you both, but she just walks out of the town center and goes into the bookbindery. Ash, you saw this old woman, around town several times. She's never pleasant. She looks like she's trying to kill you with her eyes.
Looks like she could deal with a good flogging, brighten her spirits.
I don't know. She seems to be the norm around here, so I don't really. I'm surprised I haven't been flogged.
There's a strong wind from the north, bringing strange smells of pleasant aroma. Most of the time, this place smells like shit and decay and mud, but there's a flowery presence in the air that sort of surprises you.
Ooh. Okay, now I must investigate that. The first good thing to happen to this town in weeks. For however long we've been here.
A strong smell of like potpourri and blossoms, flowers, perfume, perhaps even.
Oh.
I guess want to start heading in that direction.
Sure.
Okay. So we head over toward the smell, wherever it's emanating from. You said the north?
Yeah, it seems to be the north, sort of from the outskirts of town. You head out that way, and lo and behold, you'll see that Rayhan and Ramelzi are coming down from the mountains. And how do you guys look? Like, is there any expression on your face as you're coming out of the hills towards the town, as you see your two associates?
Yeah, my eyes would be widened, like I just saw a ghost. My left hand would have like a little bit of a twitch to it, and if I notice you guys, I'll probably be staring directly at you and walking in a hurried pace.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Shocked to see my friends in such a strange place, and I'm a little apprehensive though because I'm not sure what my eyes might be deceiving me. So I kind of look like it, not so accepting, but kind of startled. Like, wow, they're here.
Would they notice that little cage we have at our side, or are we too far away for that?
Yeah, they'd probably see that you have a small cage made out of sticks, kindling that are sort of roped together with cloth, and you'll see this. It's probably too far away to see what's inside of it, but you get maybe a glimpse of white from inside, movement.
I'm sure they've been on a great adventure.
Mallow, you'll notice something right off the bat. Ramalzi has completely shaved his head and his beard. Zig has strange red, like a dark red skin on his face and on the palms of his hands. That's something that wasn't there before the last time you saw him.
Ooh. Strange indeed.
And
Don't fear me, my friends. We had some slight changes to our looks. Plenty of strange things happened in this town, but we had to get rid of some hair, and it's hard for me to say, but our good friend Rayhan here, our handsome man, has got some acid on his face, which Ash knows about that as well. But it is us. Do not confuse us with any other.
Ah, okay. So what do you got in the cage there? Some type of rabbit or something? What is that?
I only wish that it was a rabbit. I'll step away from it so that you guys can have a good look. It is a creature we found in the red forest. It is growing sizably. The forest, that is. Out from the trees out there, they grow this particular fruit, which hatches these little creatures. They were aggressive against the dwarves that live nearby, but they left us well enough alone. After we picked up this one here, it has some relevance to them.
So they're still coming this way, I assume.
Yes, they seem like they're going to try to follow us. They can't leave the tree line, but I see them trying to create more trees in order for them to follow us into the city, into Pembrooktonshire, possibly because we have one trapped. We don't know how long it would take for the trees to grow, for them to be able to move, but they're trapped within the tree line. The forest is what it seems to be so far. We were just off to see the mayor to let him know about a few things. Somewhat of these dwarves went to war with these creatures. Kind of strange, actually. It kind of confused me. We don't even know where these white creatures come from or what their purpose is, other than to fight off the dwarves.
As you guys are speaking and getting acquainted with each other once again, light drizzle starts to come down. There's this northerly wind that has like I said, a very strong, pleasant odor to it. The clouds are starting to get in front of the light of the sun, and the area dims where you're at.
Well, seems we should adjourn to something more habitable.
Perhaps we shall seek some shelter before the storm approaches even further.
Let's go beneath the roof of the mayor's residence.
Yes, that shouldn't be too far away. Follow us into town. You get to see some of the strange features of this strange place.
Very well.
So I guess we're off to the mayor's.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you head back into town. It's not a very, very long walk to get there. And as you walk, you that smell is just ever present. It's pleasant. It's probably one of the few pleasant things that you've experienced since you've been in the town. As you're walking, you pass several places. You pass a farm. They like to label their farms through the signs. It says Gerald Constant. There's the Maggot Farm, or Maggot Farm. It's hard to pronounce. You're not really sure. Various things in corn. Looks like potatoes are perhaps planted. What else do you guys pass?
They actually have vegetables in this town.
I wonder if the vegetables are any fouler than this fruit thing you have.
True.
You'll pass once again Lady Matilda's Comfort House and the Oxnard Sheep Farm. Except this time you don't hear a screaming, talking sheep as you enter the town. It just seem like normal, run-of-the-mill sheep that are moving around. Though they do come to the fence and look at you as you pass them.
Kind of pay him no mind this time. Not wanting to get involved in any strangeness when it comes to sheep. The kind of this gruffle.
The comfort house will, some of the girls up on the balcony will show you some of their wares, as it were, as you're walking by. And you notice that one of them has 3 nipples.
Oh, definitely interesting.
But eventually you make it back to the town center. The main thing that I actually forgot to describe to Keith and Aaron was the byre. These 4 poles in the center, and on top is a rotting carcass of a man. And the crows are feasting upon his flesh. And there is this bedraggled, unfortunate-looking person, kind of deformed at the base of the poles, sort of looking up, seeming like he's waiting. And Ash had met him last time as the Sin Eater.
Yeah, we talked to him. And, yeah, not looking forward to talking to him again.
His eyes will come down from the top of the byre and look at you as you approach, but he doesn't move over towards you, and he doesn't speak.
I smile at him. A polite smile.
He serves as the dead. This town's dead. He's the maggot, so to speak. He eats the flesh of the falling, and takes on the sin, while the other parts of the body, the spirit or soul, flies away into freedom. At least that's what they say. Their strange belief. But that's the poor side there that has to eat the flesh.
Okay.
Perhaps a late night campfire, a good story could be told.
And you basically get back to the jail. The jail is the sort of all-encompassing building for a lot of the things running the town, how it works, there's the mayor that's there, there's the jail, the constable, the courthouse, there's actually the steward is up there as well, official town scribe. You talk to him, and you probably don't want to talk to him again. And there's actually a performing arts building further up at the top of the building. But if you're looking for the mayor, you enter in. The first thing you'll notice, however, is that going through the front entrance, you'll see that Peter is talking to a heavier set gentleman, older, looks like he's in his 60s perhaps, with gray hair pulled back. It's long, sort of black and gray. Seems like they're going over papers and looking at things, and this larger gentleman doesn't look happy. But they haven't noticed you, and
I just take a listen, see if they're speaking to each other, try to overhear them.
If you get close to the door, you'll hear little things like, "What do you mean they're deputies? Deputies? They don't belong here. Kick them out."
More troubles.
You can't even hear his voice because the assistant constable Peter, because it's so submissive. It's quiet. He's responding, and he's pointing at things, and holding his hands up like he's shrugging. Peter. So, do you stop and linger there, or do you move on to try to talk to the mayor?
I'll approach the conversation.
There's a door between you and them, so you would have to make an entrance.
Yeah, I'll. Sorry.
No, I was just about to say, I think we should deputize our friend Milo here, but it seems like that plan might change after overhearing this argument. But go ahead, my good friend.
I'll just give the door a slight knock, and I'll open it.
You'll come in the door, and the older, larger gentleman will look up, and he has this very angry-looking look on his face. Peter looks over at you, and he just sort of closes his eyes and looks down. Who are you?
Gentlemen, I bring before you my good friend Malo, he needs to be deputized so he can carry his weapons about.
Ah, so you're these deputies I heard Peter talk about here. What spell have you weaved over him to allow you these things? These privileges?
Only the spell of good deeds being done. Surely he told you everything that we have done for this town. It is likely more than you have ever done, old man.
Sound like boasts to me. Lies of children. Strange things. I think Peter's been in his cups again.
I don't think there will be hardly a person that did not see the troll that attacked but a few days ago. Why don't you go out in the street and ask the people?
He looks like you're telling him like bold-faced lies. He's just like looking at you like you're weaving fairy tales for his children or something.
Go out and ask the people. Not that it matters what you have to say anyway, and I'll give him a look up and down.
There's enough evidence in this town to see our deeds.
What tomfoolery is this? He looks at Peter, and Peter just shrugs. I tried to tell you. They've done a lot of good things here. Well, I'm Constable Stark, and things are going to change. I don't know what Peter has allowed you guys to do, but before you do anything, you got to come to me. And he folds his arms in front of his chest.
Peter, are you underneath this gentleman?
Well, I'm the assistant constable, and he's back from vacation. Damn right I'm back from vacation. That's enough of this nonsense in my absence. Harsh rules, stiff punishments, and death to all that defy me. I see you have weapons on you.
Yes.
We have used these. Go ahead.
No, as soon as you open your mouth, I'll close it.
Now, I was going to say, we have used these to serve your town and handle some of the problems. Yes, we have weapons.
I've heard of some of the ways that you've handled the problems. I see a son of one of the founding family lines dead up there as a result of your actions. Was it not you that killed him, or this knight that you were in cahoots with?
Long story.
Yeah, and Ash and Mallow are sort of looking like, what's he talking about? I just got here, dude.
Rayhan, does your memory serve you better than mine?
The mayor was possessed, or was a demon himself. He was leading the town down the wrong path, down a dark path. So he was dealt with.
Demons, monsters. Has this whole town gone insane in my absence? Last time I take a vacation, holy shit, I get back here, there's all these death, bodies, strange stories, and he starts punching on the walls.
Exactly how we felt when we first entered.
It is a much safer place now. Besides the point, my friend Mallow here needs to be deputized. We don't want any of the other guards hassling him about his weapons.
What qualifications, might I ask, do you have to even allow you these things? Yeah, he points at the cleric, the priest. What do you look like? What are you dressed like? Do you have any symbols on you? Like what are you wearing?
Yeah, I have a symbol, one of my holy symbols, out in the form of a cat of nine tails, wearing leather armor, brown hair, brown eyes, about 6 foot tall, 180 pounds. What are my qualifications?
That's right. Why on earth should I allow you to bear weapons and run around killing the citizens of this town? Because apparently that's all your group does. He steps forward. He looks pretty antagonistic.
I am a priest of pain and suffering, and therefore I am here to spread the word. And I'm also I've adventured with my group here for quite a number of gatherings, and we have improved the lives of many through our actions. So I'd say let our actions speak for our qualifications.
So your qualification is you're a pagan and a Shaza worshiper. Is that what I'm hearing?
Shaza worshiper? What is that?
Yeah. He looks a little confused. Well, you follow strange gods or idols or something. Pain? What? We don't need more pain or suffering here.
Through pain and suffering, you become closer to the gods.
Strange, right? Strange. Just strangeness.
Strange, but it's
Peter, you handle this. I'm done. Yeah, he sort of bustles past you and pushes you to the left and the right, and he heads out the door.
By the way, I have a cure for that kind of mood. I got these spiked shoes. If you wear them, they might improve your attitude.
He turns around just outside the door and throws his hands up in the air, and he sort of storms off.
So I say, Peter, how about drafting up that? I'm slipping the word now.
Deputy?
Yeah, dropped up a deputy paper for Malo there.
He's so Constable Stark is so worked up.
Yeah, he'll get over it.
Well, I can't really get in more trouble, so yeah, sure, why not? It's Mallow, is it? Is that your name?
Yes, Mallow.
Might I suggest just trying to, I don't know, maybe just keep some of these strange ideas to yourself. He looks worried, but he grabs a piece of paper. I guess it's more like a scroll parchment, and he starts writing it up.
Don't worry, Peter. We served you well so far. We've kept you out of trouble, kept you out of harm's way, and we tightened up this town quite a bit. We'll be at your aid if anything comes negative towards your direction.
I mean,
you're doing a good thing, Peter.
If he questions you, just I don't know, just tell him to talk to me. I think you guys are in good with the mayor, so I don't know, just tell him to shut up and talk to the mayor about it. I don't know. Hey, Mallow, here's a writ. It basically just tells that you're allowed to wear armor and weapons in town, and that people should try to respect you a little bit more. Yes, I don't know. He sort of just looks down at all the papers that are in disarray all over the table.
It's that's not going to work. Just so you know, the second part, it's not going to happen.
Wait, what's not going to work?
I was talking to Mal.
Okay.
Well, we might not have much time, fellas. We should speak to this mayor about the oncoming problem here.
A problem? What problem?
Do you really want to be stressed anymore, Peter?
No, good point. Just go talk to the mayor about it.
I think stress would do Peter some good.
What?
Yeah. I think it would do you good. You should be more involved.
I'm up to my neck in involvement. I don't know if I need any more. What do you mean?
It helps build your character. The more you're involved in, it makes you a better person. Yeah, I think you should become more involved.
Okay, I guess. He just looks over to you like he's looking at your flail with the broken shards of glass and nails at the end of it, the cat o' nine tails, and he seems to his eyes just sort of rest on that for a little bit, and then he goes back to his papers.
I tell you what, Peter. After we talk to the mayor, we'll fill you in. We'll have a better understanding of what our actions will be, and then we'll let you know on the way out. How's that sound, guys?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, I'm sure. Yeah, whenever you're done talking to Rupert upstairs.
All right, I guess we head upstairs.
Yeah, it's just you just go up several flights of stairs, coming round and round to the, in a counterclockwise motion up the stairs. Eventually, you'll get to the top, and you'll come to the door in the area where the steward is there. And the last time that you were here, you guys you knocked him unconscious with poison. So, he sees you coming, and his eyes are just like resting. Who's probably the first person up the stairs?
I'll be first.
Okay. He sees this strange, deformed person coming up the stairs, and he has a look of bewilderment on him. Yes. What? Hello? What?
Just a moment. We have to speak to the mayor.
And as the rest of everyone else piles in, he kind of stands up and he slides his chair back. Oh, it's you. And Mallow's starting to get the get the feeling that, oh man, they've kind of pissed off some people in this town or something. So.
Yeah, you guys sure have been busy.
Are you gonna kill this mayor too?
I'll look at him like up and down, and I'll say, "Would you like something to drink?"
No, I would not.
I'll glance at Ramalsi and I'll grin at him for a sec. We need to see the mayor. There's some problems.
Hey guys, come on in. Don't worry about him. He's all he's got a 2x4 up his ass. And you'll see the door back to the mayor open up, and the steward Pip just turns around and like stares into the door, and he shakes his head. He picks up his chair and he throws it against one of the walls. It doesn't break, and then he goes over towards it and sets it back on the four legs and folds his arms across his chest and just stares at you guys.
Unpleasant people today.
Wow.
They don't.
Good. A lot of friends.
They get confused by our actions. We're doing the good deed, but they seem to have problems seeing that.
Yeah, just come on in, guys. Don't worry about him. I think I'm going to replace him eventually. No, you're not. It's a family trait. I've been in this. My family has been. Just shut up. Just shut up. Come on in, guys. And close the door behind you. I don't want to hear his ass anymore. You know that thing that talks, the top of his neck?
I grabbed the door and shut it.
Oh, man, that guy is such a pain in the ass. Holy cow. Oh. So, what brings you, gentlemen?
Let's, I gesture towards the cage and towards his desk there.
And you'll also see that the back wall that was blown out before has been hastily replaced with like wood slats.
Nice.
Yeah, Mallow and Ash will see that it looks like the wall was forcefully removed outwards. So, and it's been hastily repaired.
So how you been handling your new position, Rupert?
Yeah, a lot of people complain about all kinds of strange things. Oh, it's lots of paperwork, but I'm doing my best.
The price of popularity. How's your business? Has it increased?
Not really, but we'll see. It does all right.
Well, we do have
the merchants in town are. I'm going to enact some new rules limiting the amount of taxes they have to pay. So hopefully the business will start to take off.
Sounds like a good plan. We do have somewhat of a problem approaching the town here.
Uh-oh.
And I point to the cage. I guess it's still on my belt with one of those little creatures in it.
What on earth is that?
We seen looking at Rayhan, kind of trying to get a gesture from him if I should go ahead and speak the truth, or look at him to get that go ahead look or no look.
Yeah, of course. I give you the nod.
Okay. Yeah, we've came across a strange sight, my friend Rupert. Some dwarves were heading into the land here and into the town, and these strange white creatures seem to have warded them off. But I'm sure there possibly could be more coming. Yeah, actually, I really don't know how we're going to approach this problem, but we have. If you look out your window, you might see a white haze, and there's thousands of these little creatures, and we're not sure exactly what they want or why they might be defending this town or land from the dwarves. Rayhan, what do you say about this?
I'll have a serious look to my eyes as I'm staring at this creature, and I'll walk around the side of the desk just so I can be closer to the mayor. Put my hands down on the table.
Something strange happens the moment you put your hands on the table. Outside, and it seems like nearby, the sound of a collapsing building just fills the air with a cacophony of noise.
What was
Good
that?
Lord. One thing after another.
Is there a window nearby?
Well, there is a section of wall that's missing and has spaces between the boards, so you can look at that.
Yeah, that's where I'll immediately shift towards there.
Yeah, you have to kind of move up and put your eyes to the air between the slats, and as you look out into the courtyard, you'll see the inn that you guys stay at right across the way, and over to the left, looks like not the building right beside you, but the next one. In game terms, number 3 on the map. There's just a pile of masonry, lumber, thatched roof, and just a big pile.
Do we know what that building was used for?
Well, Ash probably does, because he spent the last days walking around, just getting familiar with the place, so it's probably close, able to be recalled pretty easily. It was pigeons. I can't pronounce it. It's some sort of pigeon messaging service. And spotless chimneys. That's the place that has collapsed.
Perhaps we should go see if everyone's alright.
I'll nod back and head towards the stairs, leaving the cage on the table.
Well, before you go, finish your message. We can handle that. Something seems important.
I'll look over to. I'll say I can finish the message. The others can see if someone needs help.
Well, you make a good point. I'll come down with you then.
Okay.
He stands up and he puts on his pants.
I step back.
For some reason, he was sitting at his bench without pants on.
Interesting.
You're not embarrassed about that, my man?
Oh, don't you find it more comfortable to be seated that way?
Not in this town, I would say. Perhaps in the privacy of a bath.
Well, I'm usually in here by myself, so. But he gets the buckle and he's buckling it.
No mind. Let's move on.
He puts on the shoes.
That back in the elf country, you usually don't wear clothes, but I like them.
Oh, you're all nudist there, and he's he's sort of hopping along, putting his shoes on one after the other. You guys are heading down the stairs at this point.
Yeah.
Does Does Mallow say anything, or do anything on the way down the stairs?
I'm just shaking my head.
Uh,
Wow. You guys weren't kidding when you said that this was a strange place.
Sure is, my friend. Perhaps we can get you into something now as we investigate this collapsed building here. Sure, it's going to lead us somewhere more strange.
As you guys are about 2 flights down, you'll hear another just.
What in the world?
I quickly make haste outside to see what building that one was.
We all do the same, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, so as you guys head out the main entrance, or main entrance of the place, you'll look around, and 2 buildings away from the jail and the main governmental building to the right now, which is number 52 on the map. It's a monstrous pile of timbers and logs. The roof is sticking up at strange angles, and it looks like it has collapsed as well. There's still a sign out front of this place, so you're able to figure out what it is. It is finely crafted shoes and manly ropes.
This is rather strange. My mind is going crazy in suspicion already.
I'll immediately look towards the group, as I'll say, it's the dwarves. He said they were tunneling underneath the city. I bet you it is the dwarves.
They attacked from underground.
I'll run in the direction. Of course, we're running in the direction of the fallen buildings, but I'll pick it up a bit. So I'm sure we run a little faster than the mayor.
Dust and debris is there's lots of fragments of things floating in the air. It's hard to see around these recently collapsed sites. Which one do you guys head to first? Do you go to the pigeon's place and the spotless chimneys, or do you go to the finely crafted shoes and the manly ropes place? Or both?
I think manly ropes.
I definitely go to the shoe place. I mean, shoes are more interesting than pigeons.
Yeah, since
Amen to that.
since it was also the one that last happened, probably I would want to see that one as well.
Yeah.
No one cares about the first set of people who died.
I immediately start looking around the base outside the house, I guess, to see if I notice any shifting of the earth.
It doesn't appear that it's from below. It just seems like the building, for whatever reason, anything that was holding it together just wasn't there anymore. Like, you'll still see nails, and you'll see things, joints and things like that, but they just all failed. That's the only way. Like, just looking at all the parts of it, you see no board nailed to another board. It's like every connection, every joint, everything just failed.
I searched the debris per a pair of shoes that fits me.
It's actually
Everybody knew it was. Yeah, it was on the tip of everybody's tongue. I just had to say it.
It's actually pretty easy to find shoes. You lift up a few boards, and there's boots there. There's a felt shoes. There's dancing shoes. There's all varieties of things to put on your feet.
Sweet.
You will see some movement, however, in the in the pile. You'll see some shoes tumble down a pile, and a middle-aged man will start to cough, and he's wiping dust off his face.
Are you all right?
He's just sort of he's hacking out bits of dust, and he spits out a few nails.
Here, take a sip of this. I hand him my water skin. Clear your throat, my man.
Oh, what happened? Oh.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing.
You can have everybody roll me d20 under wisdom.
Ooh.
Were we rolling under or?
Under wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it by 1.
I
I got it by 11.
I get under by a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Under
Under
by
by
9 here.
Oh wow. Okay. Especially the ones that are, go really well. There's lots of movement on the tops of the piles of things. You'll see every once in a while like a board fall over. You'll see a nail roll down, and everything was settled. So the thing fell. It's not like things are just settling anymore. It seems like something is moving and bumping into things, or moving and unsettling the balance of a piece of wood. In fact, at one point you'll see a board that's sort of suspended from one point to another, and it twists left and right as if something is walking along the center of it.
So the nails.
But you see nothing there.
I'm gonna pick up like a big handful of dirt or something if I can find enough, and I'm gonna throw it in the area.
Like towards that board that's like twisting a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you just roll me attack roll and add any dex bonuses you have in base attack bonus.
Good
Basically
idea.
a ranged attack.
Okay. Got a 7.
Okay. All right. So a big clod of dirt goes flying into the pile of wood. Doesn't really seem to do anything, but you do see that the board stops moving when you do that.
I'm gonna take a look around just to see if the nails are actually disappearing or are they just coming out of the wood. If I see nails scattered everywhere.
It seems like the nails were in the wood and now they're not. It's you'll see the holes where the nails were.
Okay.
It's pretty strange. Like if you imagine a building collapsing, you'd think you'd find big chunks of wall but it's almost like every single connection in the whole place just isn't anymore.
So could this be a plan for the carpentry to make more money, perhaps? Just like the 1+1 and the pigeon and spotless chimney.
You'll see the old man. He's just dragging himself out of the pile.
So has this ever happened before? Collapsed buildings? Is this rather a new thing?
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Have you had any run-ins with an adversary, or are you having any trouble with anyone? Someone who might want to do this to you?
Well, there's times I can't remember things. That's the only strange things that I've noticed.
What in the world?
My name's Helio, by the way.
Helio?
Yeah, Helio.
My name's Ramelzi. We are deputies of this town here. Probably haven't met us before. Trying to figure out what happened here.
While you're talking, Ramelzi, a nail flies at the cleric's head.
Watch out!
Why don't you roll under Dex, Keith, to see if you avoid getting hit in the face? With the D20.
Yep, made it by 1.
Okay. The nail goes whizzing by your ear and lands in the dirt harmlessly. But you think it was probably from the area where you threw the dirt clod.
Oh, really?
The old man sort of looks, and he looks down at the wood around him and hastily gets out of the pile.
I'll bend down and pick up another scoop full of dirt, and I'll approach a little closer.
Everyone will see this now. Nails start to hover, like they were picked up by something, perhaps. You'll see that there's 30 floating nails.
Oh, and is that you?
You hear no response.
Hello?
You'll see the old man do the warding gesture where he lifts his left hand and touches his right shoulder and moves it across his chest. And he starts backing away into the center of the courtyard.
What is this? Some type of entity here.
I grow a little impatient and kind of walk over to the board and, hastily, and just try to move my hand around. I try to feel around as quick as possible. I'm getting frustrated. Something here.
All right, you have 8 nails fly your way, Ramelsi. All right, how about you roll under dex? How about just twice? That's fine.
Okay. Let's see. Delete that.
Just nails get flying at you, just all over you, towards your chest, towards your face, towards your legs.
Okay, that's a 6. And the second one didn't make it.
All right, so we're gonna say that 4 of the nails find their way home. 2 of them, just the ends, bump into you. The other 2, you take I don't know. Let's just say you take a point of damage from nail points. Just little pinpricks where someone threw a nail at you. That's all.
Damn it! I get even more frustrated and kind of punch the air.
If you just
Sauce.
roll a random d20, tell me what you get.
12.
Okay. You'll see one of the nails just fly in the direction of the motion of your fist, and and then it just sort of tumbles down in the air.
Show yourself.
Yeah, you'll see these nails sort of the group is parting for you, moving away from you.
I'll go ahead and pick up a piece of board real quick, something I can use as a makeshift shield. Just
okay.
Perhaps stop some nails from flying at me next time.
You pick up a 2x10,
Yeah,
8 foot long, something like that. How about the rest of you? What do you guys do? You'll see Ramalzi being assaulted by nails.
I'm gonna throw the handful of dirt I have in my hand at that area again.
Okay. How about everybody else?
I will be rifling through my backpack. I'll pull out a rope, and I want to tie something heavy to one side of it, kind of create a weighted lasso.
Well, there's lots of wood and pieces around you, so you could probably.
All right, I'll do that. I'll grab a piece of wood and I'll start whirling it over top of my head. I figure if I'll be doing that as I'm kind of flanking where I saw Mallow throw the dirt. I'll kind of flanking that direction where I saw the nails being picked up. Because right now what I'm thinking is if I throw a lasso with a wide arc, it might entangle or ensnare something that might be in that vicinity. So that's my mental break.
Okay, how about what's Ash do when this is all going down?
Do I know? Well, let's see. I made my wisdom check by quite a bit, and there's been some activity.
Yeah, so you're seeing all this movement. You're seeing what you would guess is perhaps invisible things, but
yeah, if there's a creature or creatures, I'll know general location of them. I'll just go. Sleep. I'll toss a sleep spell.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, how about you roll a d20 for the wild magic thing?
20.
Nice.
All right. Let's see what we roll for that then. You're gonna need to roll me a d30. You probably have that, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's the
10.
All right. Let me get down to the chart there.
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to cast a spell myself.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So everybody needs to roll me a d4. And we're going to... Let's start with Keith. So Keith, why don't you roll me a d4?
All right.
I got a 1.
Got a 3.
Got a 1.
Okay, so Keith, your character is going to gain 1 level worth of experience.
Oh. Wow.
All right. I guess Zig, you said would you roll?
I also rolled a 1.
All right, you are going to gain a level of experience.
Nice.
So, whatever the total is to get to the next level, that's what you're going to get.
Wow.
And just to clarify, I don't know if you guys noticed, total after last session was 6,350.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said. All right, who has to go? Jeremiah, did you roll?
Yeah, I had a 3.
Okay. You are going to gain 3 levels of experience.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy
Ash,
crap.
Ash, what did you roll?
It
We
says
should
all
just
party
run this
allies.
place.
I don't think it gives it to me.
What's that?
It says all party allies, so
Oh,
I don't,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I don't think it gives it to me.
Yeah, I think you are right. Let me check that.
Thanks, Ash.
How does this feel? Well, like,
Okay.
is it
Yeah.
normal?
Yeah.
So that's the mechanics part of things. So I'll go through and I'm gonna give Aaron a little bit of fun here. Hey, Aaron.
But
You know your intention. It works out very well. Feel free to describe what happens here. To your allies, to the things, all that.
Oh, okay. Well, are there invisible things? Is my first question.
There are invisible things, yes.
Okay. Well, we basically hear one or several, however many it is, thumps as the wood kind of depresses in various locations for these unconscious creatures, and then as it hit the ground, you see sort of a purple swirl coming up from all the various creatures, and it kind of swims around like a mini sort of tornado cyclone thing, and everybody gets hit by it, except for me, obviously, and then I guess that's the reaction is everybody feels like they've gotten a bit of the life energy of those creatures.
And I'll just add to it, you get flashes of lots of work, of making shoes, of tacking things, of working with little hammers, of traveling through strange dimensions of thought and shape and color, of being entirely alien to this place of existence.
Wow. What is this feeling?
Whoa.
I feel strong.
Ash, what have you done to us?
Wow.
Good man.
That was a unique feeling. Do it again, Ash.
Feel like if I know more things. Unexplained. Wow.
I'll look at the bodies if they're visible.
There seems like there's nothing left. Whatever was there, it seems like if you reach up and touch the areas where little dust puffs came up with all the little bodies fell, all you see is the little nails. There's nothing whatsoever.
Well, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
Apparently, instead of just silencing their minds, I tore their minds from their bodies and gave them to you. Sorry.
So was that Ash? Was that a sleep spell there you cast?
Sort of.
Okay.
While you guys are all sort of reeling from these strange thoughts and feelings of being in your skin and the skin of something else for a brief moment, behind you another building collapses into dust in a pile of wood. It's number 35. It's right beside the inn where you stay. And you know that to be the master of languages. He's an interpreter. And it's also the place, a lot of these businesses are crammed together. They share space. And also the place of enormous dolls.
Wow.
That's not creepy at all.
At this rate, there won't be much of a town left.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I'll widen my eyes. These guys are just deconstructing buildings, right? They're not doing anything with the wood. From what we see.
Yeah, if you go over to these other places, if you go back to, if you look over at the Pigeon's place and the Spotless Chimneys, you'll see some people climbing out of the debris. A lot of them look like they're beat up, but they don't look like they're critically hurt or anything like that. which seems kind of strange. You think if a building collapsed on you, you think you'd probably be dead, but they don't look that bad off.
But the materials of the building themselves, in particular the wood, is it just like, left in a pile, or do we see signs of, it being organized or set aside?
No, you don't see any other movement at these other places. It seems like this place only had the movement.
Okay.
And you get flashes once again of working, of working on shoes, of building things, and then you get a horrible flash. It's almost like you're in a dream that you're all sharing parts of. In fact, you'll see each other in the dream. Like it's just this waking vision that you have of them deconstructing a woman. Her screams are just curdling and just bouncing off the walls, and you have little hammers in your hands that you've turned around to the hook side, and you're tearing flesh from her. You're pulling nails out with pliers. You've got her roped down with string and hemp rope, and you're putting it into organized piles around the place where her body is nailed down. And in the corner, you'll see this old man sort of standing there with just a zombie-like appearance, just a state of not even being there, of perhaps like sleepwalking, just sort of watching this all happen, and he's sort of swaying back and forth slowly. And then the vision abruptly ends, and you're once again just staring at this wood. And I guess to describe the wood better, imagine if you went to a house and broke it by like pulling a board off the wall and then taking out the nails and then piling it up. If the whole house is like that, like every single thing that was touching another thing has been pulled apart or is removed.
Wow, this is strange. Huh.
This is pretty normal.
So we're at the new structure that just fell, right?
Yeah, the Master of Languages and enormous dolls. You'll see very seductive-looking dolls with various paint jobs on their faces and suggestive wording in places. Some of them look very realistic, almost creepily so. Like if you went to a wax museum, they're very similar to that. You just get like really creepy vibes from the place.
I'll swing my rope in a wide arc with that piece of wood on the end, just to see if I can ensnare anything.
There's no resistance whatsoever in the air, and you don't see any movement.
Perhaps we should go to the first building. Maybe there's some clues at that first building, the pigeon place.
Lead the way.
A woman climbs out of the debris where you're standing right there.
Oh, that's right, people.
I'm idiot.
Oh, my leg! My leg, it hurts so bad! You'll see
Your leg hurts?
You'll see nails sticking out of her leg and broken glass.
Oh, I'll pull her out of the wreckage there.
When you pull her out, you'll see broken torsos of these giant dolls, and snakes start to crawl out from inside their innards.
Ooh.
And they start to bite into her, like her ankles and her feet as you're dragging her away. So there's actually like 6 snakes that are stuck to her legs and her ankles as you're dragging her out. And
Wow.
Is this a snake?
Why would
snake place?
Get him off me! Get him off me!
I guess I'll pull my.
bad children, not me! The bad children!
I guess I pull my staff out and take a swing at him. get him off her leg.
Do some St. Patrick action, just start killing some snakes.
Yeah, it's kind of a horrible sight.
Yeah, it's not too hard. They don't resist.
Okay.
Just start smashing snakes.
Yeah.
The blood kind of side. The woman she She's looking around. She looks like the effects of the venom are starting to course through her veins.
Okay. Rip a piece of cloth and I tie it pretty high up her thigh, possibly to keep the venom from going up any further.
You start to see a lot more movement in the piles of wood that are behind her. It seems like there's probably about 40 or 60 snakes in the pile there.
Wow.
Wow.
And they seem venomous.
Ooh. I can answer the question of who started the fire. It's me in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
This place is already ruined. Perhaps we wouldn't want these snakes to get out and cause more trouble.
You see a hand pop up from the wreckage, but it's covered in snakes, and it stops moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's got it.
Wow. Yeah.
Who
Wow.
else is in there?
He has several bejeweled rings on his finger. Looks like he was pretty well to do, and there's some frilly cloth around his hand. Looks like he's wearing like a suede suit.
I asked that girl, who else was in there with you? Your father, perhaps? Your co-worker, boss?
The colors. Oh, your face is on fire. Oh, the children will die. Oh, they'll die. It'll be glorious. Oh, bites. Wicked children. Wicked children. Oh, why does it hurt so good?
Did you put those snakes in those dolls?
Oh, wicked children need to be punished. Their parents never do. Oh, why is your mouth pouring maggots out of it? Oh, my God. No.
Wow.
Each
What
of
is
you
the
have-
children?
So, there were no survivors then, huh? The rest of you.
Why does
Oh, Grin.
does Ash make his way over there and put her out of her misery? Is that what does Ash do?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Well, she is a killer if she's putting snakes in the dolls.
And
But
something that kind of resonates with Ramelzi, when you first came to the town, there was lots of talk about missing children, of children dying, and the townsfolk didn't really think a lot of it. It's like, oh, we have a good town, only a kid goes missing every week or so,
Yeah.
So those sort of memories and thoughts sort of flood up into you, probably.
So I'm thinking that the children wouldn't be that old, I guess, enough to be written out dolls. So I'm trying to connect that right there.
Yeah, that line of thinking probably takes you to very disturbing places that could be
Yeah.
very true. You're not sure. So.
I'm just rather shocked and I'm just puzzled. Look on my face and kind of wrinkling up my grill, looking sick and confused at the same time.
She grabs onto your pant legs and she starts like pulling herself up and she like grabs onto like your ass and she's like biting the cloth of your pants. It hurts. Oh, it burns.
I push her off of me as quick as possible. If it's too hard, I use my staff. Not hit her, but
So you put like your staff in the middle of her forehead and just like give her a good strong shove.
On her shoulder where the arm that she's grabbing me with. I just push real hard on the shoulder there, push her down.
She lands roughly on the ground.
Embrace the pain. Embrace it.
Can we help you with this in any way? Perhaps you could give us information on what you speak of.
She's sort of looking around and her eyes are getting heavy and the lids seem, like they're just barely open. And she just looks around at you and then her head just sort of slumps over.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else we could do there.
You start to hear like shh, shh, like the sound of rattling from the pile. The snakes are starting to come out.
It's time to handle these snakes.
Start the fire.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's torch this place.
Does anybody have any oil?
I don't have any. though.
It is a big pile of wood, so.
It is also attached to the inn, is it not?
Yeah, it is. So if you burn this, you might burn the inn down.
Are there snakes?
Let's make a perimeter around it, and just stab at the snakes as they come through or come out. Is my suggestion.
Perhaps if they're still in a pile, I can get a little electricity down upon them.
The old man, from the across the street is just behind you, watching what's happening. He's dusting himself off, shaking his head.
I notice that old man and go, damn.
I don't think we've met, and you are.
Oh, well, he's the old guy that crawled out of the wreckage from the shoe place.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. We did meet.
He picks up a stick and he forms the line around you guys. Looks like he's going to try to help kill snakes.
Now, you might want to stand back, sir.
All right.
What do you know about snake killing?
Hit him in the head?
Hit him with the pointy end.
A whole bunch of them, all at once. Perhaps we could pour some, look for some water barrels, pour it around the perimeter, try to control the fire that way.
So you guys start killing snakes as they start to come out of the pile. But after you do that for a little while, the rest of them catch on, and then they don't come out of the pile.
Okay. Well, I'm rather lost today, fellas. We could try to find the root of this by the dwarves, or if we investigate further away from town, or perhaps more buildings can collapse, but we can't control that anyway, it seems. Do you still feel like this is from the dwarves, Rayhan?
I shake my head for no.
And the rain is still drizzling down upon you, so you're soaking wet.
This feels good.
I'll call for... Jesus. I'll call for deputies or guards if I see any around us.
You will see some of the militia. They've started to form up in the center.
Militia.
But, they're you're looking at them and they seem very particular about being in the right spot. You'll hear arguments. No, you're over there. No, you're over there. And they're all wearing their finely crafted clothing, ornamentation for what they have. They have like medals on their chest. They're all wearing these silly looking blue hats, and they're in formation. But they seem like they're getting into the correct formation, and they're not actually helping out any of the people that are climbing out of the debris.
I'll shut them down. Get over here!
We're not ready yet. No, you're over there. You're always in the corner. Why can't you remember? Corner. Left corner. No, or was it the back corner?
Who cares where you're at? Just get in there and help the people.
They're still talking with each other. You'll see one guy who starts beating a drum. Bum, 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 but they're not moving or marching.
I'll run in towards them. I'll look at the group and I'll say, let me handle this.
Go ahead, my good friend.
Okay.
And I'll go to the guy with the drum. And I'll snatch the drum from his hand and throw it on the ground as it's raining, just making a nice splash.
He looks down at it and just looks at you like horrified.
Frustration is in my face.
Why'd you do that? We're gonna march over there.
What was he drumming with? Does he have like sticks?
Yeah, they look like they just carved some pretty basic sticks with like round ends.
I'll take the sticks and I'll break them over my knee. And
I'll what'd you do that for?
I'll step through the drum, and I'll turn to face the militia.
Oh, we need the bum.
Shut up!
Rayhan has had enough of this silliness.
Listen to the man.
Who's in charge here?
They all sort of look around like they don't know.
I am in charge here now. I'll take out my my rapier and I'll shake it at them like I'm a conductor or something.
We're not ready yet.
It does not matter if you're ready or not. All those people out there are ready to be saved. And you are sitting here like children, listening to music, getting into rows. And I'll smack one of them with the flat end of the rapier, like on the shoulder.
Nice. He'll land roughly on the ground, just holding his face, just looking at you like he's absolutely terrified.
I had acid thrown in my face, and a troll almost fell on me. Do you think I'm getting in lines? Do you think I care about that sort of crap?
I kind of look down on that one, feel a little guilty.
All right. While you're screaming and yelling at everyone, one of the tall buildings around the town center collapses into a giant pile. Diadora jewelry and Roger's gadgets. It just...
There's another one.
I'll look to the group and I'll say, Hustle!
And they all sort of like, they move a couple steps to the left, a couple steps to the right, and then they just look around like they have no idea what they're supposed to do.
I'll slap that same guy again. Clearly he hasn't moved yet. So I'll give him a nice, like, fairly substantial, like I'm angry.
Okay.
So I'm not just doing it to show, but also to let some frustration out. I'll give him a sharp whip with the side of the sword, and I'll gesture towards the building, and I'll say, if you are still standing here, I'm going to restrain, in 3 seconds, if you're not giving assistance to those people, the next slap won't be from the flat end. And I'll gesture in towards the building, and I'll have this like rage-filled face. Have this like reddish troll complexion to my face. So I'm sure I can pull off looking intimidating.
Okay. While you're doing that, you get this just another vision, just another waking vision of. It seemed like you're at the top of a tree, and you have a stick in your hands, and you're splatting these white creatures on the trunk of the tree. The end of the stick that you're wielding is just covered in this sappy, liquid, crystalline covered, like ashes or something on the edges of it, and you're really scared. And then you come back to yourself.
I'm imagining this vision took 3 seconds.
It was pretty much, you said that, and you had this vision, and then you come back, and what building were you pointing to? Were you pointing to
the one that just recently fell?
Okay, every single one of them goes to that building.
Oh, thank God.
But they don't go to the other buildings.
I'll stand in the rain for a little while, having a drama moment, away from the group.
I want to say that these white creatures might be responsible for these collapsed buildings, but we would see them, I would think. What would be so small to remove nails, make a whole building come apart by the seams? It goes against my understanding of them being able to leave the forest, though.
It's never the same thing, Ramalzi. It's never the same thing. Also, I'm kind of happy with its development. I'm not very pleased with this town, so I'm okay with all the buildings falling down. I'm not really worried about all the mystery of how the buildings are falling down.
It seems like they don't care themselves.
Apparently not. I mean, that's the kind of people you get in Pembrooktonshire, whatever.
I'll look to the side to see if the drummer is still beside me.
The drummer is not, but the drum is gone.
Oh, good.
He picked up the drum and took it with him.
Oh.
Say, is my foot through it?
Oh, that's right. Your foot was through it. He took the broken sticks. How about that?
Good. Alright, I'll make my way back to the group. Looking pretty disgruntled.
It seems like we have a little bit of an echo. Can somebody maybe turn their volume down or something?
Wait, someone's talking, we'll see who it echoes through. Echo. No?
Echo?
That seems good
Hello?
now.
Huh.
Hello?
Maybe it went away.
Okay.
Echo.
Huh?
Okay.
Looks good now.
Oh, hold on. I think I saw Keith's thing. Oh, there you go. Keith, it's you.
Yeah, maybe
You're
just
echoing.
trying to turn your volume down a little bit. That seems to help.
Alright.
So, yeah, the militiamen are digging through the remains, pulling people out. It doesn't seem like anyone else has died, because no other building was filled with poisonous snakes. So,
Snakes! What did that be, snakes?
you'll see one guy over by the pigeons' place. He's picking up the pigeons, and most of them are crushed or broken, missing heads. Got some crazy background noise all of a sudden.
Vacuuming. Keith, are you vacuuming?
Outside, Keith.
Do what?
Yeah, Keith, you got some serious background noise.
Is there like a vacuum going off in the distance? It just sounded loud. There we go.
Auto compression.
Technology. So anyway, the militiamen are starting to spread out. They seem like they're getting the idea that they're supposed to help people. So they're moving to these other locations and they're pulling people out.
Excellent.
If I see a guy play a drum, I'm going to shoot an arrow at him, so bear that in mind.
I'll just look the other way as it happens.
How is the center of town looking? Is anybody new on the post?
There are lots of people that have come out into the center that are looking around, wondering what the hell is going on. The mayor's out there. Just he stopped at the base of his the building, and most people seem to be doing that. They sort of stop as soon as they get outside, and then they look up at their own building, and then they move towards the town center, like the actual center of the center, like away from all the buildings so they don't get crushed.
I'll look at Rayhan and say perhaps we should move underground to see if the causes is from there. I don't see what we can do above ground. It could be a false lead, but I don't know what else to do here.
If these, whatever it is, if it's invisible, then there is nothing that can be done unless we can see the invisible, and I'll look towards those. Actually, shit, all of you can cast spells, can't you? Look at everyone else.
Yeah, I myself cannot see the invisible.
In the center of town, on the byre starts to move. It's swaying backwards and forwards. The boards are clattering against each other.
Great.
Oh shit!
And then on the top of the byre, you see Jonathan Pembroke stand up.
Oh, great.
Half of his face is removed by crows. His organs are sliding and slipping out through his rib cage. His hands are outstretched, reaching towards the heavens, and his baleful glare just moves around the town, twisting and turning. His head spins as if on an axis, but even from this distance, you can hear the bones grinding.
I act like he's playing a drum.
Good on you. Shoot him.
So this is the old mayor, right?
Jonathan Pembroke, you were told, was the descendant of the town's founder. And this is the person that the knight killed.
Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, while you guys were, trying to attack the mayor.
Perhaps we have ghost getting revenge on this town after the new mayor has taken his post.
Blood and ichor, sort of, like it's not ichor, but just his organs and stuff are running off the side of the byre and is landing on the people below. So there's organs, maybe his liver falls out, lands on some woman's crazy hairdo that's on top of her head, and people are starting to run away from the center of town as well. They're heading down the alleyways. They're screaming and chaos. So I'm sorry. So Ash fires an arrow. I should probably deal with that. But that's what's going on. So why don't you make an attack?
Yeah, I rolled a 12, so I don't know what I hit on a 12. Let's see. Gotta find my character sheet. I think it's plus 6, so I hit an 18.
Okay, 18. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 2, looks like.
Okay. So your arrow sticks into the flesh of one of his hands and flies right through it.
There we go.
But he didn't really jump or react to it, and he's just looking around you. And one of his fingers starts to form into like he's pointing, and he's just looking around the town slowly as his head revolves around his body. What do you guys do?
He's still on the byre, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's that platform that's in the probably about 20 foot up in the center of town.
How tall is it?
20 foot tall.
I'm doing it. What am I be doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast lightning bolt. I whip out my wand and realize that he's too high for most of us to reach, and and I move it around in a circle.
That's actually a lot more powerful now.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Holy crap! I didn't know if that kicked in until I actually leveled up, like I rested or something.
Maybe. Well, let's just.
Because I feel like it'd be too much information to integrate. Maybe after a rest that.
Okay. We'll do it that way. Yeah. Okay. Well, it just so you fire your lightning bolt.
Yeah.
What level would you be? That's what I'm trying to put.
My normal level is 3, but I would be 6, I believe.
Man.
Yeah.
All right.
So that would be times.
Yeah. So roll 66 is basically what you're
doing. Yeah. Wow. I ain't rolled this many dice in a while. A lot of ones, though. Let's see, 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay. So it isn't as impressive as it could have been, but there's a sudden discharge of energy. Maybe the hair on the back of everyone's neck and their arms stands up a little bit, and there's this coursing bit of lightning flies out of the end of Ramelzi's wand. And the people that are running away are absolutely terrified. There's stuff falling down. There's lightning of all things flying out of people's hands. They can't see that it's from a wand. But it impacts them. You hear a it's sort of a mini explosion. Parts of his flesh fly out the back of him. The rest of his face has been removed from the skull that is sort of just now laying on top of his torso, but the hand that's moving around the town is still pointing.
Okay.
How about Mallow and what does everybody else do? So Ash shot lightning bolt from Malzy.
Yeah, obviously I didn't care about magic use. I was getting impatient.
Yeah, and I believe we said we don't have to do the wild magic for the wand. So
okay,
we'll just stay with that.
So you said that the briar is getting all like rickety.
It seems like it's rattling. It isn't falling instantly like everything else did, but it's swaying, rattling, moving. Yeah.
Well, what's the integrity of it? Like I'm thinking if I take out an axe, and run towards it and try to knock it over on one side, that would of course be more than one turn. But if that's like a 5-turn thing, I'm not gonna bother with it. So.
Unless it starts rattling more, you think it would take a while to cut a lot of
Okay.
the connecting ropes and things.
Yeah. I'll switch to a bow as well.
Okay.
So that'll be my turn.
Gonna fire at it.
Yeah, but I gotta, I guess string it and all that shit.
Did Keith get a chance to do his thing?
Perhaps I'll try the turn undead.
Ah, okay.
Sweet.
What the range is.
And we talked a little bit about how you were going to do that, Keith.
Yes, using the little bag of ashes I have.
So describe what you do. So Zig, while that's going on, why don't you make an attack roll and stuff?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you whip it out, you string it, and you fire. That's fine.
Ooh.
Let's go now. I'll.
I got a 1 on my roll. Jesus, man. Every battle, every boss fight.
Well, hold that thought. Hold that thought, Keith. Let's see.
The
here.
chart of doom.
All right. Where's the range? Do you want me to roll it, Zig, or do you want Aaron to roll it? Because we both.
I'll let Aaron roll it.
Aaron, you get to roll again.
What's it, 30?
Yeah, D30. Yeah.
10 again.
10. Okay, Zig, you shoot yourself in the foot.
Nice.
Roll damage.
It's just unless it's not a sneak attack, I'll be fine. Short bow D6. I rolled a 6.
Oh man!
Nice.
All right, so you basically pinned your foot to the ground. It sounds like.
That's good. Awesome. All
right,
It's
all right.
the rain and thunder.
Good
All
news
right,
is
so-
you still got an arrow.
Yeah.
All right, so how does the priest cast Turn Undead?
All right, so I'll take my little bag of ashes I have around my neck. I'll pull out a pinch of it, put it in my hands, and I'll whisper the words of my God, and I'll blow it in the direction of this hand or whatever.
So what do you think? What do you think your character whispers? Got anything there?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I haven't done Turn Undead in Lamentations yet. We haven't had any cleric players.
Yeah.
Gotta look that up. All right, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna look this up real quick, guys.
So, Rosie.
Yeah, what's up, my man?
Oh.
Another day in
I'm
Pembrooktonshire.
gonna have to borrow your spell book at some point, because you're gonna have, like, all the spells now.
True. So much, it's hard to fit it all in my head. I feel rather energetic. I'm trying to hold back my magic as we speak, but I can't control it, it seems. All that new knowledge is wanting to burst out.
All right, so Keith, what is your current level with that bump?
That would put it at level 4.
Okay, so why don't you roll 2d6?
Be 9?
9. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so you blow these ashes. You whisper the words to your god, or is it god or gods? What did you decide on that?
The gods.
Gods. Okay. So the ashes sort of come out of your hand, and they sort of take a sort of intelligent movement all on their own, and this cloud of ashes climbs up into the air and flies right at the carcass of Jonathan Pemberton. He starts to writhe and move with more of his organs and blood and pieces of his flesh falling off of his bones, and he falls off of the bier onto the ground. doesn't look like he's completely destroyed, but he moves and it starts to look at you, and he seems absolutely terrified of the priest of pain, and he starts to run away from you, and he's probably, let's see here, he's probably standing right in front of number 50 on the map. That's that building, which is Baker's Butchery.
Oh shit.
And it's also the armor, shield, and sword place. So he's sort of like leaning against the wall. He's looking around. He reaches out and grabs one of the doors. So I guess we'll roll initiative. Who feels like rolling a d6?
I guess I'll get it. Well, I guess somebody else will get it next time. I got a 2.
All right. Oh, I actually got a 1. So.
Woo!
So what do you guys do this time? You'll see the man thing, Jonathan Pembroke, trying to get into the Baker's Butchery.
So his head's still like torn off. His hand is off.
Yeah, the skull is sort of just placed on top of his torso.
Okay.
It looks like it could fall off easily.
Well,
Yeah, I could. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Or okay. I guess I'll. Why not change it up a little bit? I'll try to shoot to bar the door so that he can't get inside.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's going to be an odd thing to Arvid, I'm sure.
It'll be. I'll give it like an AC. It's a little bit. I don't know. Just tell me what you roll. If it's high enough, I'll go.
We'll see. Oh, altogether it's a 22.
22. Wow. Sure. So well, go ahead and describe it. What happens?
It's basically, is it just, I suppose the door's closed, and I'll just shoot into the jamb to where it basically sticks the back of the door to the door jamb.
Okay.
And, it's a pretty, not impressive looking, but then he tries to, like, pull the door, or push the door open or pull the door open, and just kind of is stuck, and I don't know, whatever, give him some sort of penalty to it.
I look at Ash kind of surprised, knowing that he's a man of magic and ability with the bow like that. I'm like, haha, right on.
All right, so that happens, and what do the rest of you guys do?
Shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to probably blast him with a lightning bolt again.
Nice. Ramalzi is drunk with power.
Yeah. It's all this magic new ability, like 3 levels in 10 minutes.
Unlimited power. Yeah. So, go ahead and make your attack, Zig.
I roll a 7. I probably missed.
Yeah,
at least that's a 9 in total.
So a wild arrow goes flying into a business, shattering a window, perhaps.
Rayhan, we will work on your archery later.
How about the cleric? What does Mallow do? It seems like while you didn't destroy it, it's absolutely terrified of you.
I'm going to casually walk up to it. I'm going to pull out my cat o' nine tails and just kind of let it just kind of drag along to the side of me as I casually walk up towards it.
Okay. Wow, that's a great mental image. You'll see 9 little furrows behind the priest as all the nails and the glass is just dragging behind him. You can't help but think that you would never want that thing dragging across your flesh. The nails are rusted. You know? But when it sees you coming, you probably make your way over to it. It's thrashing at the door. It's holding its hands up, like the left hand is holding up, to block your sight from its eyes, and the skull, I guess. And his right hand is thrashing at the door that doesn't open. And while that happens, go ahead and roll 66 for Elsie.
What are you saying now?
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Wow. Okay. So how about you describe how you completely obliterate this thing?
Yeah, growing impatient, and then you see this exuberance in my face of wanting to use this newfound power, and having my first implement to create a lot of damage. I whip, kind of crazy. I kind of even laugh and pull out my wand here and almost like whip it, like I'm whipping the creature. But you see a bolt come out straight into the creature, and what you see is almost like his arms fly out and his legs fly out kind of 2 feet above the ground and kind of electrocuted, kind of suspended for a second. You can see bolts kind of come out the tips of his arms and his tips of his legs and his neck. And then as the peak of that, he's shaking in it. You see this like somewhat of an explosion out of his middle part of his body, and whatever's left, the bones and fragment of organ kind of just splatter out a little bit. And then he just clumps to the ground. He lands with a thud. Boom.
So Mallow, you are covered in brain matter, organ juice, blood. And this wouldn't be the first time that's happened to you.
Now, I looking around, kind of feeling shocked about how open I am doing all this, and realizing I can't control my instinct.
Ramalzi, your spell book flies out of your bag and lands roughly in front of you, and the chains start to rattle.
Yeah. So I guess there was no soul left in that undead, eh?
Yeah. That's just what's happening. I don't know what you do in response to that.
Well, yeah, I opened the book thinking that perhaps this was a soul that was still trapped in the body here of Jonathan, and I open it, hoping that the soul finds its way to the book.
So you open up the chains,
Yep.
and everyone around the book will hear this like insidious whisper. Hungry. And you'll just feel like a breeze coming from the direction of the corpse of Jonathan Pembroke. And then the book slams shut violently, and the chains lock.
Eat well, my friend. Ancient soul.
Wow, Ramalzi. Wow.
It'll be my soul if I do not do this. Hopefully I'll keep running into those who deserve death until I learn to break this bond that I've created with this demon. Looking around again, kind of being wary of those whom I see. And I'm sure they're all in shock anyway from everything happening, but I'm like real sketchy now. Feeling, like a lot of energy, anxiety, and a sketchiness.
As you're staring down at the book, it's almost like there's a rope tied around it that yanks both upwards and downwards about 7 times. It goes up in the air, lands roughly. Goes up in the air, lands low. It just keeps smashing off the ground. And then it opens up, and the pages flutter, and you'll see fresh blood-written spells on some of the blank pages.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
they look like they need to dry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to make any quick moves right at the moment. I just grab the book and I kind of step into the shadow around probably the closest house. Take a rest, I guess. Sit there for a second. Look at the words and let the blood dry.
All right. Let's see here. So what's everybody else doing while Ramalzi's hanging out with his evil book?
Taking my water skin and washing off some of this guts I have splattered all about my face and whatnot.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's very Evil Dead-ish. Like you are like soaked. There's blood caking. It's in your eyes and your ears. You're pulling chunks of hair out of your mouth.
I walk over and take and retrieve my arrow from the what was it, a bakery or a butcher / armory?
It's a butcher / baker and also an armory. Yeah.
Yeah. So I take my door out of the door jam and then kick the door open and replenish the rest of my arrows from their stock.
Okay, well, there's nobody in the store at the moment.
I know. So that's why it's a perfect plan.
So your quiver is now completely full of arrows.
There we go.
How about
Reality has been sold.
how about Zig? Are you pulling the arrow out of your foot? Oh, I think you might be muted, Zig.
Yeah, I'm pulling the arrow out of my foot as this is going on. And, still being, I guess with one knee to the dirt, as I pull the arrow out, I'll raise my head from the wound and look to see what the villagers are doing as we've just killed the, an undead before their eyes.
They are pretty much all gone. With the buildings collapsing and, electricity flying through the air, you don't see a single soul. Everyone is either... You don't think they returned to their houses. You think they literally went to, the outskirts of town. So
Yeah,
you are...
It's
It's strangely empty, I guess, where you're standing. What was that?
I was just going to say that there they can be eaten by the woods, so of course, that's the perfect place for them.
So you're all there, except for I'll handle Rumelzi next. So you're looking through these pages that have freshly written blood on them, and you also notice that some of the other pages that were already written start to make more sense to you.
Okay.
So just for shits and giggles, if you feel like rolling randomly, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead
Jeremiah,
and do that.
there are, let's see here, there are 6 first-level spells, 4 second-level spells, and 3 third-level spells. So
Yeah, I'll just roll, I guess, random if you have a chart there.
well, if you look in the actual magic book, they're listed 1 through 20. So
Okay,
you just roll a 20-sider for... do you have the magic book, in PDF?
Yeah, I do.
So they'll give you some, so you're studying, reading...
Just let me get the number of those spells again, and then you can move on to somebody else.
Okay, so 6 first level, 4 second level, and 3 third level.
Okay.
So, yeah, have some fun with that. Alright, so he's got his nose in his book. The rest of you are there. The priest is covered in gore and blood and, all this, and he's washing himself off.
Well, while I'm in the armory, I'll upgrade my armor, too.
Okay,
Might as well.
there's chain,
That's basically the best I can wear is chains.
Chain is actually the best armor that's in there. You do know, however, as you look over it, that there's sort of an emblem on all the stuff that he crafts.
Good. I'm glad he'll know. I wanted to know.
So you'll see the elf come out of the armory wearing brand new armor and has lots of arrows in his quiver.
He deserved it. He deserved it.
Yeah, make sure my dress can still flutter with the armor on. And then, I guess I've got a cloak too, right? For some reason. If I remember right. So I guess I'll wear that too.
Okay.
But, yeah, otherwise, I'll just leave the armor bare. I won't have anything on it. So there's nothing covering to show that it's not that person who owns that store's armor.
Okay.
That might be the least you have to worry about. There's no telling what the armor might bring you later on. You're rather brave to be taking stuff from these stores in Pembrooktonshire, my friend.
So it seems like so Ash and
Yeah, I'm reading my book anyway. Never mind.
oh, that's cool. Ash and
Exactly.
and Rayhan and Mallow are standing around. What are you guys talking about?
I'm, if anyone's talking, I'm listening, but I'm kind of more looking around to see if any of the other houses are still collapsing or whether this undead was the cause of it.
So far, nothing else has collapsed.
Man. This place never gets dull, does it?
Did anybody pay attention to where the Sin Eater went?
He's not there at the moment.
I know he lives outside of town, but I am not sure exactly where.
You may want to go check on him. He seems to be one of the more hospitable people in the town.
It seems that perhaps he was unsuccessful if this man Rose is undead.
You know that he didn't get a chance to eat him yet.
There we go.
The crows are still taking their turn.
So it's probably a good thing he didn't get a chance to eat him.
Probably a good thing.
I think.
I'll go ahead and check my book after looking over it, but I'm not going to try to memorize any of them right now because, obviously I can't sleep and all that, so I kind of put that to the side, and I step back out of the dark corner or whatever, meet up with my party.
Oh, there you are, Ramalzi.
So you talk to your book?
Yeah, I guess you can look at it that way. I'll save it for later, perhaps to gain some more knowledges, but now is not the time. Ready to figure out what this issue is that we're dealing with. Collapsed houses, becoming worried about how close those white creatures are coming to the city.
We still got those snakes to deal with, too.
I'm mostly just worried you guys are going to get yourselves killed. That's it.
We have not received a payday in quite some time.
Ash did.
I'll glance over to Ash for a sec and look his armor up and down, and I'll say that is only a fraction of all the work we have done for this town. It seems that not many appreciate us here, only a handful might, the mayor being one of them.
Starting to think somebody's working against us as well. For sure.
As far as I am aware, there are... we've got the trees on the outskirts, and the possibility of 2 demons still inside the city.
Demon children?
Those fellows that were with the mayor when we saw him a few days ago. Do you remember which ones I'm talking about, Ramalzi?
Yes.
This was before Ash and Malu came.
We have a small side quest via Rayhonor and Datu to slay some children.
What?
No, they are demons, full grown, but they are children of a greater demon that we believe we have already slain.
I kind of pause and kind of wrinkle my forehead up and wondering why I laughed at that, feeling like the town is getting the best of me and all this magic, and felt kind of good to trick my colleague here to think I'm killing children, and I'm surprised by that. I'm like, Demon children, yes.
But before we do any of that, I'll look over to the group and I'll say, do we have any stakes in this town, really?
Just you guys. That's all there is on here. That and, new shoes and armor.
I'm not slowly.
I came here because I started to run out of funds, but if there's no funds to be had here, then why are we here?
Well, I will tell you this. We should be getting paid for all that we have done. Although, personally, I like to perform good where there is the touch of darkness. But man cannot live on good deeds alone. I'll gesture towards the building, the jeweler and tinker shop that fell and died and fell and exploded, and there's no more civilians nearby. I'll say,
a specialist coming alive.
I'll say, perhaps if there is no one to pay us for what we have done, we should pay ourselves.
Yeah, we don't even know if they're even going to come back to this town. They all left.
I'm kind of in agreement. I feel like the troubles are getting the best of me for sure, and I don't know if we're in a deeper hole or than when the first day we walked in. More bizarre than even the first day. So, yeah, I'm going. My mind's a little mixed up as a character. Ramelzi is almost considering the jeweler, the tinkerer shop, and he's thinking about gems.
Yeah, let's go get some money.
But if we take from the person who owns that shop, won't it put a detriment to that person's life? I mean, if we take from him, if we help him.
If we had not killed this...
Let me rehash for you, man. The dolls are full of snakes. This place is terrible. Him having less jewels isn't going to be a problem.
We could sit here and make a whole story for all the different weirdness we experienced in this town, but I do not want to confuse you.
Have you guys asked the mayor for some type of payment? Perhaps we should do that before.
Oh, Rupert, huh? He's really a new mayor. Was the alchemist.
The guy who couldn't even get his office fixed? I mean,
yeah.
Not sure that guy is fit to reign over anything anyway.
He's more concerned about making the quick cash, I believe, but he did say he was going to lower taxes. He is trying to make this town operable, but he might be in over his head for sure.
So are you guys headed over to the jewelry to loot from the big piles of wood and nails?
I'm doing it since it was somebody else's idea anyway.
Yeah, I'm headed in that direction.
Well, Keith, Malo, we might have to take follow with the rest of our crew here. I don't think Rupert's not going to help us much. He would probably already offered. I know the constable is not going to offer us anything.
Well,
if Rupert's go ahead.
I'm sure Rupert's trying to hide out as much as he can too.
If Rupert's the one good person in this town, I think we should just get Rupert and leave. I'll say it.
So Zig and, so Rayhan and Ash, names, are starting to dig through the piles of wood. They're finding rings, necklaces, small tiaras of all things, various implements, and a lot of the rings and so forth seem like they have a little mark on them, but the mark seems different for everyone. It's not like a maker's mark.
Great.
Oh, really?
And as you're, pulling rings up and all these things, there's movement in the pile because you've had to move some wood to get down to what's underneath it. It seems like something's buried pretty far deep.
Dig it up.
Let's see what's down there.
I give a hand.
I'll have a big grin on my face as I look at everyone who's helping me. And like someone who's digging for treasure.
There's emeralds and.
I'm specifically looking for things that could make light stones later. I don't really care about gems or jewelry so much.
But there's lots of different types of minerals and precious stones and so forth. So I'm sure you definitely find something that you could use.
Oh, okay.
But as you're moving things, you finally get down to what was moving below, and what you see is kind of strange. It seems like there's an arm there that looks like it's made out of iron and hinges, and yet it has flesh attached to it, and it's moving around and trying to unbury the rest of itself.
What
I'll say.
It's time to leave.
Hold on, hold on. Can you hear us?
Hello? Is someone there?
Maybe. Who's this?
It's Roger.
Looks like your armor might have kept you alive, Roger.
Get this off of me.
How can we trust you? You all right, man?
I
Trust?
stuff whatever I've got in my pockets before he pulled up.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it seems like the movement is from the one side of the building that was the Rogers Gadgets part of the building.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, okay. That's better.
All right. Pry him loose.
Knowing this town, he doesn't give a shit about the guy next door.
Pry him loose.
So you pull stuff off of him, and what you thought was armor, Ramalzi, turns out to be his actual arm. It seems like he's replaced parts of himself with iron and metal and things like that, and you see that he was wearing like a long sleeve shirt and long sleeve pants, but when the building collapsed on top of him, it tore a lot of that off of his body. So his shirt's in like torn tatters on him, and you see that there's parts of him that are of flesh and parts that have been just like almost like he removed it with pliers or something and replaced those bits with metal.
Interesting. Looks like dwarven work. How did you come upon this metal arm, and what is this?
He looks up at you, and then he looks down at his arm real quickly, like he didn't realize like that was exposed, and he's trying to cover himself, but it fails horribly.
Yeah, it's no use, my man. Speak up. Just explain yourself. We saved you, so my curiosity grows deeply. What is this? You have metal body components.
You sort of get this memory that comes to you when you guys were up at the Elven Woman's estate. There was that man that was there that had all kinds of strange gadgets with him that you didn't really look at or investigate at all.
Yeah.
But you'll see things like that in amongst the wreckage around him. Little toys that wind up and move. Tools, perhaps? You're not really sure, but there's all sorts of strange gadgets there. I experiment with things sometimes. Parts of me weren't doing so well, so I removed them.
That is respectable.
Seems like great skill there.
I would have lost my arm. You'll see that one of his eyes doesn't move the same as the other one, but it does move a little.
Tell me, was any magic used for this at all?
Not that I know of. I just
Don't be
have a
afraid,
way with him.
Don't be afraid. about exposing magic to us. And I kind of wave my hand, but not doing any magic. Just kind of give him a symbol of that we relate to the use of magic, I guess. Just in case he's hiding something.
He'll look around and he'll find like a long sleeve shirt that's in there amongst the wreckage, and he'll put it on, cover up his arm.
Sorry it took so long to get you out.
It's all right. I haven't breathed in a long time.
Tell me.
You'll see his chest moving. But
Tell me, as an insider, if you were to give me some people in this town who you think are worth saving, name them.
why, we have a bunch of respectable people in town.
My friends and I just finished a conversation. You might remember some of us, or have heard of us. We've been doing great deeds for the town.
Yes, I've heard of you.
But take a look around. Buildings have fallen. Things are worse, far worse than they were when we first came here.
Ancient
seems-
Elven philosopher once said, "You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them."
These are wise words.
You say that this town was better before you came, but that is a lie. There's always been terrible things here.
Bad too.
Most of it happens where people cannot see.
Give us your insight.
I've heard tell that many of the people here aren't even human.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I don't know the validity of that, but people have always just been different here.
Perhaps a curse from the family, the Pembrooktonshire family. They seem to have hold over this town one way or another.
I would not be surprised if some ancient pact was enacted way back when.
I've heard of this pact.
But I get the feeling that perhaps the people themselves don't even know these strange tidings. Sometimes it feels like we all just go about our day doing what we are told.
Perhaps it's time for you to lead the people to a new place of living. I don't think this Pembrooktonshire is going to go any further in the positive growth.
But we have such a reputation for our fine crafts. People pour money into this place. I myself do very well here. And you ask, and why I think these things, that we're all going about our business and not really thinking or wondering why. When I started to tear my flesh and replace it, a sort of awakening came over me. Like I am watching them from a distance. Something different, not affected in the same way any longer.
Are you the only one with body parts like this?
Yes, it has been a hobby of mine, I guess I should say.
You haven't fixed anybody else up,
What?
I guess.
What parts of you are replaced?
There is more metal in me now than flesh.
Did you have anyone help you?
No. And,
You replaced your heart by yourself?
that still beats. But my lungs are no more.
Smells of magic to me, I say again.
If I have magic, it is innate.
Perhaps you made the pact, or know about the pact. The whole town does. They're being kept alive as long as they serve this family. What do you say about that?
If that was the case, I do not remember it. I only try to exist and stay to myself, but I watch and I listen.
How old
You are
are you?
doing great things here. How old am I?
Yes.
I've been here for 90 years in this town, but I lived in a previous one for about 50.
Wow. So in the 9 years' time, you have seen nothing that you can help us understand what's going on here in the bigger picture.
I think that you are doing great good here. I see the changes, and though destructive, he looks around the town center. It is like a woman giving birth to a child. There is much travail and anguish. It will get worse before it gets better. He looks up towards the sky. There's still that light drizzle that's raining down upon you in the clouds.
Oh, yes.
I don't know why, but I feel that there is great cosmic significance to this place. There seem like there are things. He looks up at the sky. Beyond my understanding.
We are losing interest, actually, because the seems to be overwhelming, the situations here. As me and my friends try to figure out whether it's worthwhile to stay here to help. But we have no lead.
Please stay. As I said, it will get worse, but we're doing great good here.
Well, how do you know it'll get worse, my friend?
I just know that there's many things that are happening. I can just feel them. Many that are in powerful positions, I think, are pulling the strings, like the mayor that you killed, and the town founder's heir, the Jonathan Pembroke. I think by killing them, you have lopped off at least one of the heads of this mysterious thing that is controlling this place. Strange things move in the darkness, I think, and you will bring them to light.
Do you not know of the third head that you speak of metaphorically?
There are hunches, perhaps, that I have. I would seek the woman that helps the children be born into this place, the midwife. I have heard ghastly things about her. And I do not like to be in her I do not like to be near her. There's something strange and wrong about her flesh.
The candlelight just went off in my head.
What is her name?
Hold on. I gotta find it. Hold on a second. Her name is...
we'll say she's the one who stole all the gems, and then we'll have a reason to kill her.
Her name is Patricia Finn.
Patricia?
Patricia.
Okay.
Rayhan, do not forget about your belief and faith, my friend.
Ah, that was out of character, sorry. It's hard to tell when I jump in and out of accent. Patricia Finn. Okay.
I remember seeing that before, trying to take my memory in and next to Alfred's Furs and Pelts, I believe the midwifery will be located there.
Yeah, I think it's called the midwifery.
South deep in town south. Make our way there.
Thank you for your help.
Oh, and please keep your findings, he looks down at his arm, to yourself. They would do horrible things to me, most likely, if they found that I am like this.
Would ask you to do the same for anything we have revealed.
You have a friend here in me. Please continue to do what you're doing.
Excellent.
And I had heard you talk about not being rewarded for your actions. If this mayor is a friend of yours, I would ask him.
Certain that we will.
As I told you, this town is very wealthy. Much coin funnels its way here, eventually. We have a knack for crafting things that are worthwhile for others to possess.
All right.
All right, let's go to the midwifery. If
Yep.
she's still inside, if she might be with all the other citizens on the outskirts. But let's go see.
Yes.
Alright, so you guys head south through town. I guess it's actually south. What would that be? Southwest? You'll head
No one's
past.
there. We'll go and search for the dum-dums.
You're gonna search for the townsfolk?
If she's not there.
If she's not there, we'll go search for him.
Alright, well, you'll eventually get to her place. It's a building that has an angular roof from one side to the other, so it's not peaked in the center. There's a small chimney that's billowing a little cloud of smoke above the place. The door is open, and there is a sign that says, midwife, the midwifery.
Is there any windows before we head in? I would like to peek through one, perhaps.
There are some small windows if you walk around to the back. Inside you'll see several tubs with pails beside them. And there actually looks like there's some plumbing in this place. There's a little hand lever to pour water into the place.
So no children, huh?
You see no children. And seeing the plumbing, you remember that you had talked recently about talking to the plumber who lives in town. The strange things that he had talked about while in his cups.
I head back to my party and I signal everybody to kind of gather around me. I put my arms around a couple of my friends here and lean towards, and I say, this is the deal. The dwarves have made a pact with this Pembrooktonshire family years ago. And that pact is continuing today. I'm not sure what the motives and goals are, but I take the evidence of plumbing, of the dwarves trying to invade the town after we changed some things. It all makes sense to me as that this is a pact between the Pembrooktonshire family and the dwarves. After we investigate this place, I suggest we head underground. That's my strong conclusion. And yeah, I'll end it there.
We'll see what comes of this, Trisha Finn. And I'll knock on the door.
No one comes to the entrance.
I'll just open it and invite myself in.
The first room you come upon is sort of a waiting room. There are some comfortable chairs. Look like there are a lot of wicker furniture made out of like roughly hewn wood for the support structure of it. There's probably about 20 chairs in this room, which makes you think that probably most of the town comes here to have their children delivered. Perhaps checkups and weekly meetings, perhaps something like that. There is a bunch of strands of beads and string coming from an archway that leads to the back. where you notice that's where Romelzi went to the back of the building.
Hello.
It has a nice smell to it. Seems clean. Seems pleasant to be there. There's rough wood on the walls and so forth, but it kind of reminds you of a feeling of home. There's rugs and there's lots of cups in a cupboard for perhaps tea or coffee, something like that.
Any stairs above or below?
It seems like it's just a one-level structure.
Okay. I'm looking around for any paperwork, perhaps a desk, anything that might have writing on it to help explain the place.
Seems like this is mainly just a waiting room. There are some books laying around, things like that. But like I said, there's that archway that leads to the back.
I call out again. Hello, anyone there?
And you hear nothing.
Head towards the back.
Yeah, check the
let's go
back.
see what's there.
So you move through the beads. They part for you, and you head to the back. It's a pretty large room with lots of tubs. It seems like perhaps that she uses a method of birth where the mother climbs into the tub and she fills it with water, like a water birth. There's lots of towels and areas around, and there seems like there's a small room off to the side that has a lock on it, on the door.
I wonder what's behind that locked door.
Is it locked?
Yeah, it is.
Alright, I'll pick it. I'll pick the lock.
Okay.
Take out my tools. Since I am a specialist, I'll look at the team for a moment.
Do
And
your
I'll
thing.
say, generally, I open these locks at a 50% rate. Lucky I am today. And I rolled a 3 out of 3.
Oh, nice.
That's succeeded.
So, yeah, you're fiddling with the lock a little bit. You have your lock picks, and the lock clicks open.
I taught him everything he knows.
This is true.
As soon as the lock opens, the temperature in the room drops about 20 degrees.
Ooh.
I'll drop the lock picks and I'll shuffle back a bit.
It seems like there's a current of air coming from beneath the door.
Right, Ryan, you broke the cardinal rule of Pembrooktonshire. You never go in the back room. Never.
I'll have to
Doll's
slightly.
got snakes in him, dude. Doll's got snakes in him.
I'll have this worried look on my face, and I'll glance towards the door, and I'll reach out like really slowly towards the door handle. Put my hands on.
Huddle up here.
That's the noise that comes out from the room.
So you're going to close the door and we're going to leave, right?
I immediately grab my sword out of my bag, or I just at least put my hand on the handle part just to see if I get any signs.
Okay, something really strange happens when you pull the sword out. The metal starts to run down your arm.
Oh, wow.
It's not burning. It feels like juice. It's cold and sticky.
It's not glowing at all, though, huh?
No, but it seems like so you're holding this thing out to sort of, you feel no feeling whatsoever. That feeling of peace and tranquility does not exist, and it seems like if you keep it here any longer, it's just going to melt into nothing.
Wow. I look at Rayhan and see if he notices it, and I immediately put it back in the bag. I don't know if it will let go of my arm, I guess, with the metal running, or how bad it is. But I'm hoping it'll take its form again once I put it back in the bag and let go of it.
If you look down in the bag, it seems like it's continually melting in the bag. It's it's almost like dissolving.
Something's destroying this, Rayhan, my sword.
I burst through the door. I burst through the door. As I burst through it, I'm going if I can get a reading on which direction the noise is coming from within the room before I burst through it.
It's coming from the room that the door is closed still.
Okay, yeah. So, rapier in hand, hand on doorknob, fling it open, run in.
Okay. All right, the temperature in the room drops another 40 degrees. It's really frigid now. You can see your breath coming out of your mouth and your nostrils. The light in the room darkens severely. It's almost like there's an eclipse outside or something. There, you can see like a little bit of light coming in those small windows in the back that you look through, but that light stops about 10 feet into the room, and then it starts to recede. It's almost like there is a palpable darkness that is escaping from this small room. You can still see, but it's almost like someone has turned the light down slowly. Inside the room itself, you'll see, inside the door, you'll see a small flight of stairs that go down about 10 or 15 feet. The walls are covered in human flesh and hair, scalps. You'll see fingers stuck together with string, almost like beads would be used. You look around and you can automatically tell that there are a lot of different people that this covering of the walls was made from. All the walls to the left and to the right are covered. Even the ceiling in places have just these hanging sort of quilts of flesh. Hair is weaved together in places to turn into ropes. And it's very disturbing because you can tell that the hairs used are very short, not long at all, and you're not even sure why, but you look around and the skin just makes you think of children, of infants, of freshly conceived babies.
Ugh.
Oh, wow.
It's like the inside of a belly of a troll.
And from down in the depths beyond the stairs, you hear this droning noise, this almost voice-like thing.
Shall we?
I very Terminator-faced head down the stairs.
I pull my wand out and we back Rayhan up.
Okay.
What does Ash do? Just
But all the fast people at the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig into my pouch of ashes, and I'm going to tell everyone, hold up a minute. I think I have something that may aid us here. And I'll draw a divine symbol using the ash on everyone's forehead and cast protection from evil.
I think that might... Maybe the cleric one's a little bit stronger. Is that only for one person? Let's see here. Like each...
Let me pop over and check.
Because I think that's what we did last time. Cleric.
Probably cast it on yourself if it's one person, if you're clearly a cleric. If it's
Let's go for loud.
The noise again. Yeah.
Let's see here. I can't find it. Just for the sake of just keeping things moving, we're just going to say that he cast it on everybody. That works.
All right. I already have it on me permanently anyway, so you can count me as one negative.
Well, yours is for the Dark Wizards.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so Keith, what symbol do you draw on their foreheads? What does it look like?
Hopefully that sound's gone. It's going to be the symbol of cat of nine tails on each of the foreheads.
And there's a smell of burnt flesh and charcoal that you guys get a whiff of from the ashes.
Oh, yes. Don't mind the smell. It'll help protect you.
I've smelled worse.
So, is Rayhan down the steps first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. So you go down the stairs, and they're made out of stone. You get down to the landing, and you look forward, and that sound, that droning voice sound, I'm not going to repeat it, is constant. It just keeps washing over you. It fills you perhaps with foreboding. The walls are still covered on the right and the left and the ceiling. Just bits of flesh, fingers. And at one point you look to the right and the skinned face of an infant stares back at you.
Is this sound coming? Was this sound coming from the infant, or is this just like a hostage kind of thing?
The sound seems like it's just reverberating down through this hallway, this tunnel that leads off into the darkness, and you are at the point where you can no longer see any further. But the tunnel continues.
Looking through my gear, shuffling through my backpack. Put the sword down for a moment as I'm looking for a torch and lighting instrument.
I do have a pretty big candle here. I don't know how long it'll last. But I'll go ahead and light that up for a little light.
I think we had a lantern or something for when we were under the caves. I just don't have it written on my sheet.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I ever carried it. I know I didn't have any torches.
What sort of adventures would we be without torches?
I don't need torches, I'm an elf.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think elves have dark vision in here, actually.
No, they don't. I'm just saying that anyway.
Oh, okay. Just okay.
I thought they did. I was like, oh, look.
No, they don't.
You and your petty mortal concerns.
Well, I do. My candle that I lit, I'll go ahead and toss. After it gets good and burning well, I kind of toss it just to forward, just get I don't know, about 20 feet.
Oh, okay.
So see how
you throw the candle ahead of you.
Yeah, just to kind of see if it stays lit. Hopefully that I'll let it get going real good and just kind of see what's ahead of us about 20 foot.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice here. All right, it actually stays lit.
Okay, cool.
So you sort of like spin it, slide it down the hallway, and as it goes, the shadows sort of filter against all these pieces of skin and flesh, and there are more faces. They just cover the wall the further back you get. It almost seems like there's some sort of pattern here. Most of the flesh that you saw before might have been from some body part, and there's like categories, like maybe that was skin from legs, and you see maybe, well, this is the face section, and that part up there's a bunch of fingers hanging from,
Yeah, how do the faces look? Do they look like they've been suspended in a moment of being alive, or do they all look dead? Or
there is this facial expression of anguish and pain, but it seems like they were just carved off of the children. Probably in horrible ways, but the faces are intact, so whatever process she used, she was very delicate and skilled, if you want to use that word for this horrible series of crimes.
Wow.
But the tunnel seems like it goes on for a while.
Reluctantly, but I'm gonna poke at some of the flesh just to see if it's like fastened on top of a wall, or
Okay, so you reach out, you touch the flesh, and it's warm.
Oh my. Guys, wow.
Rule number 2,
And
never touch flesh.
It's very soft.
This is a living dungeon.
Yeah, it
Like I said,
seems that way.
Rule number 2 is don't touch anything, I think. Rule number, never go in the back room. Rule number 2, don't touch it.
Welcome to hell.
Wow.
Let's proceed deeper.
Yeah, you have no idea why it's warm or how it's warm, but if you just reach out and touch it, it feels like it's like if you would touch like a baby's arm or something. That's what it feels like.
Okay, no, wait a minute. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna. There was a baby back there, wasn't there?
There was a face of a baby.
Okay, all right, that's okay. So, perfect. I didn't want it to seem like for the listeners that we just like left a baby in a room. Okay. Like, who are these people? All right.
Well, we left one at the priest or the temple at one time.
Yeah,
Think
well,
about
that's how shows.
You're not sure about that yet.
Brace yourselves. I'm gonna take out my cat of nine tails, take a couple steps back from the main group, and
No. No.
Don't do
oh,
No.
Do it.
Let me get about 3 to 4 miles away. And then
So you get the cat of nine tails with the shards of glass and the nails, and do you just what do you do with it? You just whip the flesh?
yep, I'm gonna sink them in to the flesh just to see what happens.
And like I said, that droning voice is kind of going on in the background this entire time. Whip out with the shards and the nails, and it horribly ruins anything that it touches. Faces of babies are torn in half. Blood is running down the wall. A chunk of flesh falls off, and behind it you see what can only be described as a small rivulet of blood that was behind it. It's just a line of blood that seems to flow in a direction. There's no veins, there's no arteries, it's just running behind the skin. Where the wall ends, the blood starts, and the skin was on top of it.
Huh.
Wonder where the source of all this blood is from.
Is it headed? Do we see this?
Yeah, it's a big chunk of flesh was torn and ripped off the wall. It's laying on the ground now.
Is the blood headed in a particular direction, or is it just headed down? Or is it just like?
It's just it flows in one direction. I guess the section that you're looking at, the top of the thing starts like the top left and runs down to the bottom right. That's all you can really see, though.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Very well.
You hear
This might be the biggest thing we've ever been up against.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the only light source the candle?
Yes.
I don't feel comfortable fighting something with a candle.
Yeah.
It's
Is there only
very
lights on?
dim and creepy as hell down here.
Yeah, I'm sure we probably hit the 20-foot mark by now if I pick up the candle.
Yeah, it's just like melted on the side of it, but yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, if it's still workable, I guess. Is there Rayhan? Is there any way we could make a torch? Do you have any implements?
I thought they had.
Cloth.
Well, I have nothing really that I could light on fire. I thought I had a torch with me, but I must have left it in the caves.
Just as a GM helper, there's lots of towels and stuff
There we go.
right behind you, and there's big piles of logs everywhere in town now.
Yeah, see, that's true.
True.
Alright, I'll run back for some logs.
Okay.
Don't be too long, man.
Yeah, I'll be quick.
Yeah,
He's
so
gonna
you're
leave- he's
standing
gonna
in the flickering light of the candle, and the shadows are playing tricks on your eyes, and sometimes you swear faces are moving, but you put the light perhaps closer, and it's not. It's just the flickering of the candlelight.
Every so often you hear me go, "Get away from me!" Thinking I'm seeing familiar faces.
All right, so it doesn't take too long to wrap some towels on the top of some loose boards from up in the town, and Ray
I'll bring
comes
two
back.
makeshift torches with me.
Okay.
Just in case. You know, you never know what can happen down here. And I'll light one off the candle, if that's possible.
Yeah. that's fine.
And I'll lead the way again. Keeping my eyes out for anything that might be in our path.
It's not too long before the floor at your feet starts to fill up with water. Well, not fill up. It's just you get to the point where there's water on the floor, and it smells like sewage.
Yuck. We gotta walk through that?
I had a memory of the only two places I think we ran into plumbing. There was really weird activities going on. A lot to do with blood, probably magic. We had the gnome tied up outside of town, or that one strange person, family, who was trying to bring his wife back. Mechanical parts or hoses pumped up into her. Then we found the plumbing in the midwifery's house. Perhaps this blood is bringing some kind of artificial life to these people. Immortality.
We shall see. Saying it, holding in my breakfast as I'm slushing through this thing.
The flesh on the bottom of the walls is tainted black about 2 feet up, but the water level is only about a couple inches at this point. So it seems like the water level fluctuates down here, or the sewage level. It's not too much farther, though. You start to see something ahead of you. There's a circular room that approaches as you're splashing and sloshing through the excrements of the town. There seems like there's this flat stone altar with a divot about the size of an infant in the center, a round part, and off all 4 sides of it there's a little canal. It seems like it leaks whatever fluids happen at this table down into the sewage itself. There is a rack of weapons, like knives and implements of cutting, scissors, pliers. There's needle and thread. All sorts of disturbing implements are there. The altar itself has no markings, no arcane symbols, no religious iconography. It's just this dark, stained altar with sewage around the foot of it.
And it's made of stone, you said?
Yeah, it's made out of stone. It's probably about 6 foot wide, about 4 feet, tall, I guess. A different dimension.
How about the moaning? Are we getting closer to it?
It seems like you're closer, but it's getting hard to tell with the reverberations and the echoes.
By torchlight, can we see the entire room?
You can, yeah.
No doors or anything like that?
I'm sorry. So you're in this round room, and there's actually 3 different directions that you can head in addition to the one you came in. So there's 4 possible exits to this room. Straight ahead past the altar, to the left and to the right. But in the center of this circular room is this altar.
Can I make some sort of test to see where I think that this noise is coming from?
Let's see here.
Or is it obvious? No, you said it's reverberates, so I bet you. No, I probably wouldn't be able to make a test if it's if it sounds like it's coming from everywhere.
How about this? I'll let everybody roll a d6. If anybody gets a 1, they can tell which direction is the
Nope.
Nope.
Not even close.
Okay. Yeah, it just the sounds bounce off the walls or bouncing off the water on the bottom of the floor, and you really can't tell where it's coming. But it seems like it's from all around you at this point.
Okay. I looked at the group. Anyone want to choose a direction?
Mm-hmm. I kind of look at the water. Is the water going into all 4 pathways as well?
Yeah, it is.
I point to the direction we came from.
I grin at you for a moment. Surely you don't want to leave this evil unpunished.
Yeah, I kind of want to go outside and burn this whole place down. I don't know what you
We've put a lot of investment into this town, my friend. It'd be hard just to walk away.
Building. We don't need this one building, though, do we?
Burning this place down, of course, will get rid of the top, but it'll leave a gaping wound where all this will be visible to everyone. It might get a lot of attention from the town.
You'll hear some sloshing water. Seems like it's pouring from above down into the sewage water coming from the right side.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the water ripples from each tunnel just to see if I could detect any movement deeper into those pathways.
No, you'll see eventually some ripples coming from the right side where it sounds like some water just poured in from probably some toilet or just hole in the floor.
Let's go straight.
All right.
Yeah, it's less
Straight
confusing.
it is.
All right, guys. I think we'll actually stop there.
Dun dun dun.
The whole time I was wanting to say, hey, let's go rest so I can take advantage of my new spells in 6th level before we fight this whatever.
Let's do what every D&D party does: rest in the dungeon.
Yeah, we could sleep in the babyface room. And, take some turns talking to the walls and coddling voices.
I'll take first watch.
Yeah, and everyone, feel free to level yourselves up. XP is going to be a little bit trickier to keep track of now. So I'm just going to tell you from now on how much you've gained each session.
Okay.
Well, they don't gain any. Ha-ha. I do. Ha-ha.
So we usually do this. We ask some opinions of how the game went so far. I think Keith is the newbie, the fresh fish. So we're gonna talk to him first. So what'd you think, Keith?
It was definitely interesting. Definitely a lot of strange events. It was pretty good, pretty fun.
Good. I'm glad to have you, man. I'm glad you decided to play.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How about you, Zig? What do you think of today's session?
I liked it. I like the now that we're going after one of the demons. At the beginning, when the everything was falling down around us, I got this vibe. When I GM and I start to destroy the city, it's like a subtle hint to my players of like, all right, we're done with this campaign. That's the hint that I give to my players when I destroy buildings. So I got that hint. I don't know if that was what you were going for. That's kind of like why I steered the conversation towards, no one really likes us here. Maybe we should think about leaving. But I don't know if that's what you wanted to do. So
this is just Pembrooktonshire, so
okay.
Just crazy shit happens all the time. So.
All right, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. That was good.
How about you, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I kind of felt the same Rehan did about. I was trying to read in between the lines there, but I did keep on reminding myself this Pembrooktonshire, and we could have the first day could have felt that same way if I would have looked at it that way. A few times we succeeded in a couple of quests, and I felt like that would be the end. But I think we're closer than we ever will be, or have been so far, or at least not necessarily the end of all, but at least some kind of conclusion to this area. I felt really, I guess I felt lost today, definitely, more so than any other game. Really didn't know what to do. Kind of just going along with the ride this time, but I definitely enjoyed it. And I'm glad we got, a full party once again. So yeah, I was just trying to keep quiet a little bit today, I guess, for everybody else to get involved. But we'll see what happens next time. I enjoyed it though.
How about you, Aaron? What'd you think?
Random tables, man. Yo. Seriously.
That adds a big difference to how the game turns out, doesn't it?
I didn't mean to. Yeah, last time I was in, I didn't mean to roll to gain level, and this time I was in, I didn't mean to roll to gain everyone else level.
Yeah.
But it happens.
I can't complain, but I'm trying to hold myself back a little bit there. Might go crazy.
You should just go crazy with. You should go crazy with power.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean,
orchestral music starts to play. Camera swirls around you.
Let lightning bolts fly everywhere.
Malzi starts killing off party members and eating their souls or something, giving them to the book.
I'll try to control that as much as possible. But who knows?
Spoilers.
Spoiler. So other than that, new guy obviously showed up. He's decent. It's pretty good, and seems like he fits. So not a big deal. I was kind of the same way as what Jeremiah was saying. I was a little bit lost today with the. It's kind of random again, though I didn't, though I'm not metagaming like those guys, haha. And my guy wanted to leave since he showed up, pretty much.
I was intrigued about leaving though after Ash suggested that. I was like, oh yeah, it would be nice to go to see what else is going on in the world, but I was like torn between the two.
I just want to kill those demons, man.
Yeah,
but I guess I did metagame a little bit the same way you guys do when whenever you had the cyborg talking to us. That I felt was more of like a GM hint, like, hey, you guys should stick around here because there's a bunch of crap still in town.
Yeah. That's why I asked him, what do you think? Tell me some people you'd save in town. He's like, everybody has a place. I was like, all right.
Well, I'll react to whatever you guys do. So but
that definitely reconnected me to the town in multiple ways because we had one of the last sessions where we had this family, this guy, his father trying to keep his wife alive with all these tubes running into her by feeding her gnome blood. And so I'm thinking mechanical, cyborg, kind of ancient style, magic, blood, and metal. So, yeah, this made me more thinking that the dwarves are up to some evil crafting. We got, like, evil dwarves living underneath us or something, So, yeah, that tied me back into the game.
And you guys kind of remember that it's hearsay, but supposedly there's some plumber that's been down here.
Yeah.
Who thinks that, like, bad shit's going on underneath the town.
Literally.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you remember hearing things about turtles and a princess?
That's right. Yeah.
I've only ran into two places with plumbing, and both of those places were, like, up to something very bad.
Is it supposed to sound like you stole the plot of Mario Brothers?
Oh my God, plumber and turtles and princesses! I just got that. Was that intentional? Did you think?
I'm just like I said. I go from the ideas that are in the book, and I just add to them. So.
Oh my God, we got to jump on this villain's head before we go.
No. When it comes to Bowser, you got to get the axe, and it chops the bridge out. And then...
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there's been so many crossovers. And what Tim brings to the game, there's been so many crossovers that I connected to in other books and stuff that I read, but I can't never quite quite make out if it's something that we're doing or something that Tim planned. So that. I'll leave it off of that, saying that's the best part of this game is I can't, as much as I might think I'm metagaming or just being suspicious, I can't never really figure out what was planned and what wasn't. So that's one of the brilliant things about this game.
Well, players being suspicious is probably a good thing in this game.
Yeah.
So feel free to continue that.
So now we've got rule number 1 and 2. Rule number 1, don't go in the back room. Rule number 2, don't touch the flesh. Just don't touch it.
And Ramelzi was telling us don't drink human blood last session. So.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. I'm sure rule number 3 is going to be like, don't ever steal anything from Pembrooktonshire. We'll come into that later.
Yeah, I started getting more hesitant on everything that I try to do from each day passes. I'm like, well, should I do that? Should I take a piss?
Just hold it in all these weeks for you.
And Ramelzi keels over, he dies from not urinating over. So.
Take a piss, we get attacked by a piss monster. Oh. Rich.
All right, guys, I guess we'll leave it with that, and thanks for playing today.
Oh, no problem, Tim.
As far as I know, I think is it next week? Yeah, we can play next week as long as you guys can.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty open.
Good having you, Keith.
Yeah, thanks for having me along.
All right. Bye, guys.
I'll talk to you later.
Peace out,
See ya.
fella.